Welcome back to the Runner Report on IGTV, where for the past 3 days we've been giving you up-to-date recaps on everything that's been happening at the IAAF World Championships in Doha, and we've been giving you our 3 biggest takeaways. So let's just get right into day 4, because that was a really just filled day of a lot of finals and even more prelims, where we saw some controversies, and let's talk about it. Our third biggest takeaway from day 4 in Doha had to come from the men's 400-meter hurdles, and it was really just like, it didn't live up to the hype. Now, am I the only one? Am I the only one here, bruh? I expected this race to break a world record. I expected it to be a heavyweight fight between Benjamin and Warholm, and then Samba to go out there and run for his hometown. And it was gonna be like a 3-way finish, tied crossing the line, am I the only one that was expecting that? But all we really saw was that Warholm just went out starting from the finish, asserted his dominance, and then Benjamin wasn't really able to go with him in the beginning. And then it looked like at the last end, going over that last hurdle, that Benjamin was going to have something and reel him in, but he kind of just overstrided at the end, and Warholm walked away with the victory. And so, is it just that is it me that I just want to see Benjamin win, and maybe if I was Norwegian I would be more hyped? Or is it just the fact that we've been spoiled over the past few months of just the hype going into this race, of seeing a world record go down, seeing them battle at the World Championships, and seeing if Samba was going to be able to be healthy enough for this? I think that was also a key factor, because Samba was never really in the race, even though he was the hometown hero, and which I thought was going to make this even more interesting. But he was never in the race. He came in at the last second to take 3rd place from McMaster from the British Islands at the end of the day, which I think was the real big story and what I'm really interested into this race. He wasn't really someone picked in to win this, but he comes in and almost stole 2nd away from Benjamin, to be honest. But he did end up falling back to 4th place in about the last 50 meters of the race. But I think that's the person that we're going to have to look out for as going to Olympic Games next year. It's not just going to be Karsten, Warholm, Ryan Benjamin, and Samba. It's also going to be Kyron McMaster from the British Islands. So this is going to be even getting more and more interesting, and I can't wait for the climax of the world record that's going to go down pretty soon, because they're going to get it. They're going to get it. They're so close, but it was just at the World Championships. It just didn't live up to hype for me. Am I the only one? Let me know what you guys think. But let's just move on to our second biggest takeaway, and that has to come from the men's 110-meter hurdles prelims, and specifically with Daniel Roberts. And that's just because I hate DQ, bro. I hate DQ, and I ain't talking about Dairy Queen. I ain't talking about no freeze, whatever, turn it over. Nah, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about disqualifications. He got disqualified for hurdle infringement, and he's not really gonna be able to appeal that, because he knocked down somebody else's hurdle in another lane. You can't really get away with it, you can't get away with that. But it's just sad to see, and just because he was someone that was such a heavy favorite going into that race, even though he was number ranked 2 in the world. He goes away and walks away with the U.S. National Championship, and he was running so good after the National Championships for NCAAs. Since then, he's been running good, and just having that long season, it was really built up to this moment where I thought he was really just going to be able to muscle it out and be able to walk away with that championship, or even just be able to get on the podium with Grant Holloway again. It's still going to be a really close final, even with Omar McLeod, and Ortega is running really good too from Spain. So it's going to be, they're mixing it up. The 110 hurdles are always something that's exciting to see. Now let's move on to our third biggest takeaway. And remember when I talked about day 1, when I was saying that the 5K is the most exciting race on the track, and I bet a lot of y'all were like, what is it? What is this man talking about? What is he talking about? It's confirmed now. The 5K is the most exciting race on the track. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead, watch that race. Go watch the highlights on NBC Sports or something like that on YouTube, because you need to watch this race, especially the last 4 laps, the last mile. They dip under 4 minutes, and it came down to Mukhtar Idris, who came down with the victory in a 12:58 at the end of the day. They're still running fast, bro. They're running fast, but you can just look at the last lap. To be honest, there's about 4 different league changes. One from Ahmed from Canada, then it went from Ingebrigtsen from Norway, who looked like he was really going to run away from it on the backstretch. Then it went from Borrega in that last 100, who I was like, oh, this is game over. Then Idris really just came out of nowhere, similarly how he did in 2017 when he beat Mo Farah in the 5K, and really just took it over and spread away from the field, and the Ethiopians took took away with a 1-2 victory. Like I'm telling you, this is the most exciting event on the track, and it's there for a reason. The 5K, bro, most exciting, hands down. Hands down. Let me know what y'all think. But also shout outs to the other events that we didn't get to, especially in that women's 800. Shout out to Audrey Wilson and Raven Rogers. Raven Rogers in that 2nd place victory. Like I told you on day 1, don't sleep on her. Come on, I said that. Don't sleep on her. She came away with that 2nd place, and Audrey in 3rd place. Then also Vashti Cunningham, who walked away with that 3rd place victory in the high jump. She doing big things, and we gotta watch out for her. Yeah, so that's all for us today here on day 4.